May we be seated. Our Director of Ceremonies, Permanent Secretary Nepera. The First Lady, Ambuya Mnangagwa, the descendants and family of the late Ambuya NeHanda Nyagasikana, Honorable Vice President and Minister of Health and Child Care, General Retired Dr. CGDN Chiwenga, Vice President and Second Secretary of ZANU-PF, Colonel Retired Comrade KCD Mohadi, Minister of Defense and War Veterans Affairs and Chairman of ZANU-PF, Honorable OCZ Mchinguri, the Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Senator Engineer Chidao, the Minister for Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe, Minister of Local Government and Public Works, Honorable July Moyo. We are also graced by the presence of the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Minister Naledi Pandey, Minister of Youth, Sport, Arts and Recreation, Honorable Dr. Keith Coventry, Minister of Environment, Tourism and Hospitality Industries, Honorable Lovu, Minister of Transport and National Infrastructure Development, Honorable Felix Mona, other ministers who are present, members of the Politburo who are here, members of Pollard who are principals of political parties who are here, members of the Central Committee of the ruling party who are here, madzimambo edu batipa mnyengetero na madzimambo ose vauya kuzova nesu pazuva ranhasi. Ndinokuremekedzai. Our service chiefs, led by General TV Svanda, veterans of the liberation struggle, senior government officials, muri yeZimbabwe yose iri pano neri kumativi mana enyika yedu yeZimbabwe, ndinokuremekedzai. Comrades and friends, we are gathered here today at this historic site to witness the unveiling of the statue and monument of our iconic and legendary national heroine, Ambuya NeHanda Nyagasikana. This befitting immortalization was long overdue. It is most opportune that this event is appropriately blended with the commemorations of Africa Day and occurring during the Culture Week on our continent. It is on this important day that we honor our founding fathers and the many sons and daughters of Africa who pioneered the liberation, emancipation, development, and prosperity of our mother continent, Africa. It is indeed a time to also galvanize collective action towards the achievement of the vision and aspirations outlined in the African Union Constitutive Act and Agenda 2063. On behalf of the government and people of Zimbabwe, and indeed on my own behalf, I congratulate fellow member states of the African Union and people of Africa for the remarkable achievements made over the last 58 years since the founding of our august continental body. The pledges made by Africa's founding fathers in 1963 must persistently inspire us towards a shared prosperity and well-being, for unity and integration, for a continent of free citizens and expanded horizons, where the potential of all our people, in particular our women, our youth, and the disabled, are realized. It is also important that we work harder for peace and a continent free from all forms of neo-colonialism. Let no one ever divide us or patronize us in a manner or fashion against our vision. We are a proud African people, a continent that has awakened and rising towards a brighter and prosperous future. Allow me to take this opportunity of this occasion to commend the African Union through the Africa Center for Disease Control for the flagship programs and interventions to strengthen public health capacities with regards to the continent's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and other disease threats. The power of unity and togetherness for the alleviation of the high disease burden of communicable and non-communicable diseases remains our responsibility. Zimbabwe's parliament will soon be ratifying the treaty establishing the African Medicines Agency as a specialized agency of the African Union. This agency will undoubtedly enhance collaboration and contribute to the access of quality and safe medical products and health technologies by the people of our continent. Distinguished guests, comrades and friends, the African Union theme for the year, and I quote, "The arts, culture and heritage, levers for building the Africa we want," is most welcome and provides a suitable backdrop upon which this historic ceremony is being held. Following the advent of the Second Republic here in Zimbabwe, my government made a conscious and deliberate decision to recognize, honor, memorialize, and immortalize our heroes and heroines of the struggle. The unveiling of the statue of Ambuya NeHanda is the manifestation of the bold commitment to reconstruct our country's rich past and our history. It equally stands as a symbol of unity, identity, and an inspiration to present and future generations on the importance of unflinching patriotism, loyalty, fortitude, and determination to defend and work for our beloved country against any odds on this planet. In the same vein, my government resolved to revisit the monuments, battle sites, and restriction and detention camps. We are determined to ensure that the narratives of our nation are presented in the correct historical perspective. In this regard, I exhort national institutions, communities, the education fraternity, and media, as well as political parties and the youth, to play their part in correcting and popularizing the rich history of our beloved country. The towering Ambuya NeHanda statue we are gathered here to unveil is a reflection and embodiment of the heroic people of our country from Zambezi to Limpopo, from Plumtree to Mutare, who confronted colonial aggression and paid the supreme sacrifice for the freedom we enjoy today. This statue is thus a bold and unapologetic movement and statement of the fact that we are a people who know who we are and the way we come from and the way we intend to go. It is a declaration that we stand proud of our history and our identity. As such, the warrior spirit of Ambuya NeHanda and other iconic heroes and heroines should motivate us to fully utilize our God-given resources to build the Zimbabwe we all want through hard and honest work. The culture of resilience ingrained in the people of this great country should see us modernize, industrialize, and grow our economy for the betterment of all, brick upon brick, stone upon stone. This monument that has been mounted here further tells a story from the viewpoint of the legendary heroine of Zimbabwe, who courageously led a spirited resistance against colonial rule. She was hunted down, arrested, and hanged by the settlers. Her legacy will indeed endure for posterity. We shall, however, continue to discuss, to bring back her skull, which was taken to the United Kingdom, along others. In her heroic defiance to the brutal hanging, she declared, "Mafupa angu achamuka, my bones shall rise." And they have risen. Present and future generations must correctly conceptualize that emphatic declaration by Ambuya NeHanda. The defense of our country's independence, sovereignty, territorial integrity, and the dignity of our people must be vigilantly pursued. In charting our future, it is imperative that we know our past in order to chart our future with wisdom. Comrades and friends, my administration deliberately chose this site to place the statue and museum of our national heroine Ambuya NeHanda. It is in this vicinity that there were springs from which she would drink water and rest. Mukavona pane miti yakachengetwa apa. Pane kereke iripo, chechi iripo iyo. Makarekare. Mwanaenda vachirwa navavuyi vasina mabvi. Ndopa vavuya papa pane tsime ravo nomuti wavaigara pamvuri vachimwa mvura. Vavauraya varungu vakavuya vakafutsira vakavhara tsime iroro vakavaka kereke pamusoro. Vachitatsipika tsika dzenyika yeZimbabwe. Nhasi mafamba vamuka tavaka mufananidzo wavo pano pavaimwa mvura. About 123 years ago, on 27th April 1898, Ambuya NeHanda was hanged by the settler regime. The nation thus reflects upon her heroics in resisting colonial occupation and subjugation of the indigenous people of this country by the British. Through the British South African Company, Zimbabwe was turned into a colony, an extension yamambokadza kuEngland. The British settler colonialists, with their unbridled appetite to dominate, adopted unorthodox and inhuman measures to subjugate the people of this country. This is so the genesis of the Anglo-Ndebele War in general and the Shangani Battle of 3 and 4 December 1893 in particular, as well as several battles of the 1896 to 1897 uprisings in this country. The colonization of this great country was a bloody and a brutal conflict that resulted in the indiscriminate loss of lives and property. The aftermath of the 1893 to 1894 Anglo-Ndebele War witnessed the introduction of the hard tax by settlers. This undermined and strangulated the freedom of the Africans and the authority of our forefathers. The situation was further exacerbated by the introduction of forced labor, chibaro, the vicious and often barbaric acts by the British South Africa Company, the BSAP. This embedded grievances and galvanized resistance against the settlers, mounted on the guidance of heroes and such as Ambuya NeHanda Nyakasikana, Sekuru Kaguvi, Mukwati, Siginyamache, Umulungulu, and the Queen Lozikei from Matebeleland. The good fight for freedom and liberation by our forefathers was made by escalated settler impunity and brutality, as evidenced by the mass hangings. Our own iconic national heroine Ambuya NeHanda was a victim of such settler savagery. Comrades and friends, a people without knowledge of their past history and origin are like trees without roots. Under the Second Republic, the journey of portraying our true history and heritage through the correct glorification of our people has begun. No one will stop it. This is the factual history, and we are setting the record straight. As we do so, the determination to tell our own story from our own perspectives emboldens and encourages us to go on. I exhort players in the research and the literal ecosystem, creative arts and the culture industry to forge partnerships that amplify the development of an African grounded body of knowledge, literal works, and artistic impressions which are African. On its part, my government remains committed to the construction, promotion, and preservation of the acts of heroism, bravery, and the warrior spirit of the heroes and heroines of the first and second Chimurenga. By the same token, acts of patriotism, loyalty, selfless service, and hard work by the people of our great country across all sectors will be recognized and celebrated. As we journey towards Vision 2030, and in line with the devolution agenda and the National Tourism Recovery and Growth Strategy, provinces, districts, and communities must drive economic value from the ongoing initiatives to preserve the history, our culture, and heritage of our country. The presence of this monument here in Harare, along with the Museum of African Liberation, will have a far-reaching impact on tourism in this province. Hence, the local authority is challenged to reimagine the ambience of this city, informed by the ongoing quest to modernize both our rural and urban environs. Stakeholders in the culture and the creative cultural industry in particular are urged to be innovative and develop contemporary mediums of telling our revolutionary past and also popularizing the new socio-economic development epoch the nation has entered under the Second Republic. Finally, my countrymen and women, I once again express my profound gratitude to the descendants and family of Ambuya NeHanda, Nyakaskana, the National Museum and Monuments, and the creative culture industry, as well as the contractor, among other stakeholders, for this historic milestone. The unity and the professionalism and a singleness of purpose that characterize the successful implementation of this monumental project is applauded. We are proud as Zimbabweans. Before I conclude, I wish to inform our nation that today, this morning, we received a delegation from my brother and colleague, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, a delegation led by his Foreign Minister, Honorable Minister Naledi Pandor, who has brought donation to our nation in relation to their participation during 2019 when we had the unfortunate attack by Cyclone Idai. I think you all remember that we received a lot of support from South Africa, including the South African Defense Forces coming to Chimanimani and Chipinge with the Bailey bridges, which we used to cross the rivers where our bridges had been washed away to the sea. They have come today with tons and tons, over 5,000 metric tons of food has been brought to Zimbabwe. That's why she is here. Let's give our sister republic another pam-pam. I now exhort Harare City Council and the public as a whole to preserve and safeguard this national strategic asset. I know it's so beautiful. There is a possibility that many young men and girls would want to find themselves here, walking hand in hand. That's not the purpose. I appeal to all Zimbabweans across the nation to respect this monument. With these remarks, it is now my honor and privilege to declare that the Ambuya NeHanda Nyakasikana statute and the national monument has been officially unveiled. Long live the revolutionary spirit of Zimbabwe. Long live our independence and freedom. Long live our African unity. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. NeHanda.